Hi, this is the lesson number second in the series of European literature. In this lesson, we shall discuss about the Greek civilization. In the previous lesson, we discussed about the Greek gods and goddesses and their mythical stories. So, all about Greek mythologies. But now, in this lesson, we shall go a bit further and we talk about the first civilization, about the people who used to live on this earth, the first group of civilized people. Uh, in school ages, we have read about Stone Age, Bronze Age, and Iron Age. So we all are familiar to these terms. But the Greek civilization, we are talking about the period that starts from 3000 BC to 1500 BC. So about the period of 1500 or 15 centuries we can call. And at that time there were the two main islands, the island of Crete and the island of Mycene. And there was a group of civilized people called as the Minoans. So remember these three names, the two islands, Crete and Mycene, and the civilized group that is called as Minoans. So what the Minoans did, they captured the Crete island first. And okay, it's somewhere as a separate place from Greece, this Crete island, and they started living there on this Crete island. So this group of people are called as the first civilization in the Greece. About them, we have a story that is quite famous, the story of Daedalus and Icarus. This story you will find somewhere in the literature as well. Some of the prominent writers have written or taken some characters from this story as well. The story of Daedalus and Icarus, and it is told by Homer, the prominent writer of the Greek literature. We shall discuss about him pretty soon. Icarus is the son of Daedalus, number one, and both these means father and son. They have fled Greece, means they run away from Greece, and now they are living in Crete island. And the king of this Crete island, he wanted to build a structure in the form of a prison. Why? To hide or to prison, to means to prison a giant creature, and the name of that creature is told as Minotaur. And he's partly a man and partly a bull. So such a devil form, you might imagine the similar sort of form in movies or so. So that creature, the king want to keep him as the prisoner in a place so that he could protect the life of the common people. And for that he asked Daedalus to build that structure. So first means he has to means catch that creature, and then he has to prison that creature in that structure. So Daedalus created a labyrinth. Labyrinth is something like paheli, means where you can means catch the people with a trick, means उनको फंसा लेते हैं आप, means you can create such a sort of trap. So this is called as the labyrinth. And simple definition you will find even on Google. Labyrinth means something like a paheli. So he created this and to trap Minotaur, and he was successful. And only Daedalus knew what is the solution to solve that labyrinth or that means paheli जो भी जो है. So there was no way out. Only Daedalus knew that how to come out of this structure. And the king held both Daedalus and Icarus in the prison as well. Why? Because king never wanted that nobody should know that what is the way to come out of that structure where that giant creature Minotaur is held. So now the both father and son Daedalus and Icarus, they are in the prison. Okay, you can imagine such prison could be not the covered from the roof, maybe with the walls only and some means confusing walls. Such traps you may have seen in the movies as well. Okay, coming back to the story. So Daedalus and Icarus both now were in that prison, and they were thinking that how to now come out of this. So what Daedalus did, that he brought some feathers of the birds and then fixed them on their body, means on the body of Icarus and on his own body with wax. He fixed those feathers with wax on his body and on his son's body. And he also warned his son that okay, feathers are there, they will fly, but not to fly so high in the sky. Why? Because the feathers are fixed with the wax, and as the wax with the heat could melt, and there will be some sort of problem, or there means the feather will not work, they will not be able to fly further. So, but the Icarus was flying high in the sky and he did not care about the advice, and finally the wax got melted, and Icarus fell into the sea and died. So that's how the story of Daedalus and Icarus ends. So remember just Daedalus and Icarus and that concept of fixing feather with the wax. Now we come to the period, next period, that is period from 1500 BC to 1200 BC. So this is the period where the Mycenaeans, I told you the name of the island, Mycene. So the people who were living in the island of Mycene, they conquered the island Crete. Now they are ruling there. So they became, Mycenaean became the ruler of the entire Greece now. Earlier there was the Minoan people, and now we have the Mycenaean people living or ruling over the entire Greece. And even they try to capture the city of Troy. Pretty soon we shall discuss about the city of Troy, and this place is somewhere near to the Middle East countries like Turkey, Iran, Persia, such means places you can find on Google. So there is also a mythical concept that during this period, all the gods, whoever left on the, means who were there on the earth, they left and they went to the heaven or wherever. Only the demigods were there on this earth at that time. Means all the god and goddesses were no longer existing on this earth during this period from 1500. So before 1500 there might be god or goddesses, but now they have all left this earth. And during this period we have some of the important events like Trojan War, and that happened during this period from 15 between 1500 BC to 1200 BC, somewhere around. And the demigods like Achilles, Hercules, all lived during this period. And there is also during this period there was a king Oedipus. In literature, if you have somewhat read about there is a writer D.H. Lawrence and his work Sons and Lover. In that you may have come across this term, that is Oedipus complex. So it has been taken from Oedipus, the king Oedipus of Thebes. So that king, the king Oedipus, was also living during this period. About this king, if I just introduce you that, if you haven't heard, this king was killed by his own means sorry we can say that this king killed his own father. In other way, means the son killing his father and marrying his mother. So this is the story about the king Oedipus. We shall discuss about this soon. And then we have the period of between 1200 to 800 BC, the period of 400 years. This was period called as the Dark Age. During this period there was only destruction and devastation in all of the Greece, because there Dorian invasion, it was called as the Dorian invasion, maybe the name of group of people. They came in Greece and they dislodged every means a civilized group, and they are also called as the sea warrior. They capture means most of the Europe, and they were not educated, they were not civilized people, so they gave no importance to such things. They were only means making destructions. They removed Minoans and Mycenaeans, means all the civilized people I told you earlier. And at that time there was no trade, no literature, no study, no means nothing was there of a good, and that is why it was called as the period of Dark Age. Only destruction in the Greek. Then we have the most important period of the Greek civilization, that is from 800 to 500 BC. This is also the period where we see that the Greek literature flourished, Greek theatre flourished. All the prominent writers and playwrights like Achilles, Sophocles, Euripides, all means flourished during this period. So first, what is the significance of this period for the Greek people? Uh, Greece emerged as a strong, you can say, civilization, and then it worked even as the strong political unit. Means they developed states, means cities and states both, and they were working in the form that they are representing a state or a country like thing, you can say. Means they were not separately means working that or developing just one city. In fact, they developed four major cities during this period, and all these four major cities combinedly formed a state. These were like the Athens, Sparta, and then Thebes, Corinth, such. And Delphi was also somewhere also said that it was also a state established, oh sorry, city established by the Greek people. And there came a term that was called as polis. Polis stands for police or the politics. In Greek, this word means that a small community, means in Greek civilization they were agreeing on a rule. Means that some rules or some principles are laid down, and all these people are agreeing on those principles, and then they are living under this rule. So this is called as the polis. And then we have constitutional establishment of the government and the symbolic representation of the kings. Means during that period the constitution or the principles of the states were also means laid down, and further the powers of the kings were much symbolic. Means king was only the symbolic representation of the leader, but the whole the system was working in the form of a government or a system. Further, I told you that in this period, the prominent Greek literature, art, everything flourished, especially the Greek theatre and the Greek playwrights, poets, philosophers like Socrates and then Plato, Aristotle. They were living in these years of 300s or 400s BC, somewhere around. And after all this, we come to the fall of the Greek civilization. The previous section or the previous period I talked about, that was somewhere around 800 BC to 500, then from 500 to 300 BC. During that period, means from 800 to 300, somewhere around, means the period of that 5 centuries. Means during that period everything was going fine and perfect for the Greek literature and art, but after that we had the fall of the Greek civilization. How it happened, we have some of the clues, and it started from 300 BC to 0, means the last 3 centuries before the birth of Christ. 300 BC to the year 0 or so, you can call it as. There were the two cities, in fact, four cities I told you. So there was some sort of a quarrel or a fight between these cities. Athens and Sparta were fighting. They were having a battle, and then we have that Athens was defeated and people died in great numbers. Okay, whenever war happens, such things happen, bloodshed and people are dying. And when two cities of the same place or same state were fighting, the third, the outer, they took the advantage, and then they came and started ruling over the Greek people. At that time, we see the Alexander the Great. He is the son of the Philip II in Macedonia. He took the advantage, and he started ruling over all these European countries, and especially this Greek civilization we are talking about. About Alexander the Great, we all know that he conquered the world, and he defeated, or he ruled over Rome, Greece, Persia, Egypt, and most of the countries. Okay, he could not reach to India. The severe weather of Himalayas and really gave him trouble, and he died in the young age of 33 or so. And during this time, means when the Alexander Great was ruling over all the Greek and other countries, means the Greek civilization was almost abolished, the ancient Greek civilization. And further, sorry, he had one more concept given, that is Hellenization. He started spreading the Greek language and culture. Like we have Augustus Caesar, he did the same for the Roman people. He was spreading the language, art, and culture. So somewhat kind of the things were done by uh, Alexander the Great. So this is called as the Hellenization. You can check it on Google as well. Hellenization means spreading the art, culture, language, everything. So that's all we have in this lesson. And the language of Greeks, we know that Greek, and the Romans used the language that is Latin. So we have discussed about the period of Greek civilization, and during this period we have talked about most importantly the myth of Daedalus and Icarus, and then we talked about the period from 800 to 500 or 300 BC, means the period of those important 5 centuries. During that period, the Greek art, theater, literature, that all developed. So that's all about the Greek civilization. In the next lesson, we shall talk about the Greek theater, especially the important writers and the all the forms of the theater. Uh, okay, that's it for this lesson, and have a nice day.